Alright, so welcome back. Today we're talking about Olivia Jade. Now, some of you might have forgot what's happened because it was back in March, I think it first happened. So I'll do a quick recap and then we'll get into the most recent stuff, if that's okay. So this is Olivia Jade. She's got parents that are incredibly wealthy, millionaires. Without taking the scenic route round this conversation, her parents bribed the University of Southern California to ensure that she could go to university. Now, this bribe was allegedly, $500,000, and her parents are appearing in court later this month or maybe next month, because bribery is illegal. But what actually happened in this situation, it's just funny. Her parents took pictures of Olivia Jade and her sister rowing. Of all the things you could make up, why rowing? So to get her into this university, the parents must have thought that she couldn't get in the legal way, the normal way where you do an exam and if you're good enough you get in, because otherwise, well, you're not good enough. As harsh as that is, it's true. If you don't get the good enough grades to get to a certain university, you're probably not going to do that well at that university. Some people say that university is not quite as difficult as A-levels if you're from the UK, and some people say it's far harder. I guess it just depends on what sort of thing you're doing. Now, from my own personal point of view, I did a law degree and I only got a 2-2, which is not that bad. It's alright. I would have liked a 2-1, but there we go. I mean, I did go to one lecture in 2 years after my dad died, because basically, if you don't know and you're going to go to university, all the slides, all the stuff you're going to learn, it's already there online, so you can just look at it and be like, oh, this is it, which it makes it incredibly tempting not to go. And especially the fact that I was commuting from here, so I was living at home, driving to Sheffield for an hour, going to a lecture for an hour, and coming back for an hour, so it was taking me 2 hours to learn something for an hour. Anyway, that was a little bit of a sidetrack. Her parents must have thought that Olivia Jade and her sister weren't good enough to get into this university, so they decided to bribe the university. $500,000, and how did they make it seem like they were going to be a valued member? They made them into rowers. just that one more time. They made them into rowers. Rowing. I think this is how you row. I'm pretty sure it is. I once did a little rowing thing, and I caught my finger with one of the splinters and all the wood went up my fingernail. Possibly the most terrible moment of my life. I would have absolutely loved to hear that conversation when her parents went to Olivia Jade and her sister and went, "Come on, girls, we're going to the rowing club." You what? We're going where? Rowing club, yeah. Now, bribing a university, it's not a common occurrence. It doesn't happen every single day. But in private schools in the UK, the same thing happens. Because basically, people want their kids to go to a private school, especially if they're more upper class. It's a bit of a status thing for the parents usually. They're saying that my son or daughter went to a private school. It sounds better on them rather than... I'm sure they do get a better education as well, but it's more of a status thing for the parents. And what they do is they basically pay a donation to the school. So it's oh, here you go, just nice little donation. Why are you giving us that? Oh, it's just I like the school. Oh, and you're going to let my son or daughter in for free or half the price. It's just a legal loophole, really. It's the same thing as what these parents have done. They just weren't very smart about it. So after getting into the University of Southern California, Olivia Jade, I think she's got over 1 million on YouTube, but she's basically stopped uploading since this whole scandal erupted. She made a video back in, I don't know what time it was, February, March time, basically saying that she probably wouldn't be going very much.
Well, college thing, yep, I'm going. I'm living in a dorm with a roommate who's so sweet. With work, it's going to be hard. My first week of school, I'm leaving to go to Fiji for work, and then I'll be in New York a bunch this year for work and traveling to a different country because I'm creating something with this country, and that's for work. So
I don't know how much of school I'm going to attend.
But I'm going to go in and talk to my deans and everyone and hope that I can try and balance it all. But I do want the experience of game days, partying.
I don't really care about school.
Now, obviously, this did anger people because, other people could have taken that place. She said she wanted to go partying. She said that she'd be flying here, there, and everywhere for business. And she wouldn't basically be going. She didn't really care that much about school and learning. Now, that does appear as A, ungrateful, and B, I'm going to have to reference Angelica Olas's video here because I'm basically going to be repeating what she's saying. If you have got in legitimately to that school and you want to waste your time, it's not really anybody else's fault but yours. You could do what you want, really, if you got in. It's like going to a shop and buying a Mars bar and then throwing it in the bin. I mean, it's your money. It's a bit of a waste of money and energy and food. And you could say that you could have donated that to a food bank. But at the end of the day, you've paid for it. It's your choice what you do with it. The only real problem comes when you stole that Mars bar, because that's what Olivia Jade did. Or not necessarily her, but her parents stole a place from someone that could have otherwise legitimately got in. Now, universities will get you so far. They'll maybe get your foot in the door to a place that you wouldn't have previously got to. But so many people go to university that shouldn't go to university. It makes me want to cry. You could point the finger at me saying, oh, well, you aren't doing anything to do with a law degree. But at the time, it's kind of what I wanted to do. My grades were pretty good without wanting to show off. So it was a good idea at the time. I didn't end up enjoying my course, but I'm still kind of glad that I went. But when you're taking a place from somebody that could have got in, I think it is, from what I've looked at, quite a good university, quite a high-end university. It's just all kinds of levels are wrong. Now people were throwing the accusation that, well, she's already got a business, her parents are thriving, they're full of money, she's got a thriving YouTube channel, she doesn't need to go to university. But that is a load of rubbish. If she wants to go to university, if she got in genuinely and she got the grades, do whatever you want. Like, if you're a millionaire and you want to go and enter the lottery and you win the lottery, I mean, what's wrong with that? So either way, after this video clip came out, it was established that they'd paid $500,000 and were still not sure whether Olivia Jade and her sister even knew that's what her parents were doing. If she didn't know, if they weren't aware of what they were doing, I would have loved to be in that conversation where they asked them to go in a rowing boat. That would have been spectacular. I can imagine the two parents having a conversation about how they're going to try and make it like it's real and legit. I've no idea what excuse they came up with for them to make them sit in a rowing boat. It's been reported that she hasn't really spoken to her mum, this is Olivia Jade, hasn't really spoken to her mum after this whole allegations and scandal came out, which I understand. If your mum was trying to go behind your back, making sure that you were going to get in no matter what, it would take a bit of your confidence away. Now, these are parents that wanted the best for their children, and they may have done it in the wrong way, but at least you can say they kind of care. They've just gone about it in the wrong way, because even if Olivia Jade had gone to that university, the University of Southern California, and she had genuinely wanted to go there and study, she wouldn't have been able to, assuming her grades weren't good enough, because otherwise why would you pay? Because after like a couple of months she'd be miles behind and she just wouldn't be able to keep up. So I think that basically covers all the past stuff, so we'll move on to the current stuff. So she's basically been AWOL from YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and basically everything. Now, there was one post, I think it was about a month ago, where she did wish her mum happy birthday, but apart from that, nowhere to be seen. Until a couple of days ago, where she posted a photo, which I can't post because of YouTube's policies, which I'm going to go on to mention that later. It's to do with this video, so stay tuned for that at the end if you're bothered. She posted a photo on Instagram with certain fingers in the air, shall we say, and tags all the people, all the news media outlets that have been talking about her. She fails to mention YouTubers because, you know, she's a YouTuber, and if she'd have mentioned certain YouTubers, the backlash would have been worse. It's almost like one of those things where you're trying to get back at people, but you don't want to get back at the actual people because they could just make it all worse. Big news media outlets aren't going to really care about Olivia Jade's far worse things happening in the world than some girl whose parents paid a bribe. It's not going to be front page news anytime soon. She failed to tag the brands that like let her down. I think it was Sephora, which is a makeup brand. I'm not down with all this makeup brand stuff, but I'm pretty sure it was Sephora. As soon as they found out about the bribe, and they're just, goodbye, Olivia Jade. Don't know whether she'll even try and get back, because she is in a bad old situation now. In that video clip, she was saying that she wanted to focus more on her business and travelling and going this and there to do different shoots and work with different people. And in the end, she didn't get into university because of all these things that's come out. And now her business career and social media career is tainted forever. Now, there's no doubt she'll try and make a comeback. I have no doubt at all about that. And let's be fair, Logan Paul successfully did that. As far as brands go, I'm not sure who's going to work with someone who has basically admitted that her parents tried to bribe her into university. I think that sort of like section of her career is kind of a little bit done. Because as far as the Logan Paul thing goes, that was a mistake. I hope it was anyway. As far as what she's done, that wasn't a mistake. It's not even what she's done, it's what her parents have done. That was a calculated decision to bribe a certain brand or organisation. If a brand starts working with Olivia Jade, there's just going to be accusations of bribery everywhere, because that's what I would do. It might not be true, and might be a bad person for suggesting it, but if you've got previous form of doing something, I've nearly just spy the camera. If you've got previous form of doing something, you know, you kind of like interpret what's happening and think it might be happening again. Now, she's got millions of subscribers from what I've looked at, and she's got millions of followers on Instagram. She's not going to be short for work, but it's going to take a brave brand, and do you know what? A small brand might risk it. A big brand with a lot to lose, if it's me, if I'm CEO of those brands, I'm not going anywhere near Olivia Jade. There are plenty of other influencers, there are plenty of other Instagram stars or YouTube stars that you can go and promote with. There's no real reason to promote with her. It's not like she's the only one or one of a small select bunch. There are hundreds. Just take your pick, and there are people with more followers and better engagement than her. There's no reason to use her, really. Unless, of course, what is about to happen, she'll lower her prices for the promo and DMs and work. People start working with her again, and she's got the foot in the door again. That's most likely the best solution. I feel like I'm giving her ideas here. She can probably work that out for herself. And if not, I mean, her parents are millionaires, so I kind of get she wants to work for herself and she wants to make it herself, which I think everybody really does, like truly deep down. But it's not a bad backup plan. Now, you might have noticed this video has not as much like little edits and things flying about and things going off. Well, I'll just explain that now. YouTube basically was kind of like punishing me for that. So when I uploaded the video, it'd take me, I don't know, about 30-40 minutes to set everything up and get the camera sorted and record. It took me about an hour to transfer all the files to my PC, which is like here. I'd edit for about 2.5-3 hours. I'd render it. I'd do my Photoshop, my thumbnails, and my description, my title, everything like that. It'd get uploaded about 4 or 5 hours after I started, which is quite a bit of time. And I'd get that yellow symbol of doom. And then, if I removed all the video clips, just everything, just the audio of me talking, video is completely fine. The green symbol of life. So essentially, it's nothing I'm saying in the video, it's the things that are on the screen. So if it's just me, I get the green symbol of life. So this is how we're doing it from now on, okay? I apologise if you don't like that. I don't particularly want to do it like this. It's just that I have to do it like this. If I don't do it like this, I can't really make videos. So, I mean, you got to adapt, I guess. If YouTube does change its thoughts on this, then we'll go back to the old method. We'll put the editing in because it's worth it. Because at the minute, I'm putting in hours and hours into editing and I'm just getting the yellow symbol of doom. So there's no real point in it at the moment. I will just say on the Olivia Jade things before we go, what she can't do, she can apologise to her fans because, I mean, she's kind of like done something wrong, or her parents have. That's all well and good. If you're a YouTuber, I don't know why a YouTuber would be watching this, but I'm sure there are maybe some. Never ever, and I mean never ever, apologise to the wider media. Just never do it. There's already a bit of this thing like YouTubers versus the normal like traditional media, because they seem to really dislike us for some reason. It's almost like we're trying to take their jobs and successfully doing it. Because as soon as you apologise to the traditional media, you can't do anything anymore. You can apologise to your fans and that's absolutely fine. If you apologise to the wider media, you are done. You are done because they now control your actions. The fans don't control your actions because they're your fans. They actively like you, or did before you did whatever you did before. You can't apologise to the wider media. Never, ever ends well. It's like when TGF did the thing with the microwave. Didn't apologise to the wider media. Don't do it. Whatever it is, unless it's like really, really bad, never ever worth an apology. Well, thank you for watching. If you've watched to the end, you are my absolute hero, literally my absolute hero. In fact, if you have watched to the end, do you know what? In the comments, leave Club Biscuit. Then I'll know you've watched the end. I don't know why it's a Club Biscuit. It's a bit of a throwback. But anyway, thank you for watching. At Wadey TC. If you want to follow me on social media, because I haven't got that many followers, I feel a bit left out. All these YouTubers got loads of followers on Instagram and Twitter, and there's little old me with 300. I mean, I think that's still like okay, but please. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've already said that. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.